Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Have you ever seen somebody argue that XRP could never be so-and-so price because the market cap would just be too big? Well, it's a pretty silly argument, and I've actually been highlighting this from time to time over the last 6+ years that I've been running this YouTube channel. And one of our fellow XRP community members did an excellent write-up. He happens to be an XRP chart analyst also, and really broke down exactly why this is a piss-poor argument. It always has been, it always will be. And, you know what, I remember back in 2017, some of the higher prices that would have put XRP at a point where you'd be worth, over $1 trillion in terms of market cap. So somebody would say so-and-so price, and then it'd be over $1 trillion. I'd be like, that could never happen. Then it would be $1 trillion. And I remember arguing back in 2017, like, what, do you not think that we'll one day have a cryptocurrency with $1 trillion market cap? Because even back in 2017, I was arguing we're going to have multiple coins with multi-trillion-dollar market caps, and some people just aren't thinking big enough. Now, of course, back then, at the peak of the cycle for 2017, we got up to what? The peak market cap for the entire asset class was something like 850 billion. So the idea of one coin reaching $1 trillion, I always believed that would happen. We just hadn't gotten to it at that point. It would still take years after that to get there. But that's why even back then, when people would say XRP could never hit, $20 or something like that, I was like, no, that's a stupid argument. That's a really stupid argument. And we'll get into the reasons why here. But of course, there are even bigger prices. What about 3-digit XRP? What about the idea of XRP going to over $100 at some point in the future? Well, I insist to you that it is not impossible for that to happen. $100 XRP is not an impossibility. Now, I think there's about no chance it will happen this market cycle. I don't think we're going to get anywhere even close to $100. But if you let enough time pass and if adoption continues and XRP continues to be useful and more people jump into crypto, big money flows towards those winners in the space. XRP has obviously been decided by investors on a global scale. Yes, it is one of the winners. So yeah, I could see that over a longer time period, something like that happening here. And so the idea that the market cap would be too big and therefore can't happen, that's just a stupid argument. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so this is a newer post from chart analyst Dom, just posted this yesterday. He is one of the many chart analysts that I follow who accurately called XRP breaking to the upside and just absolutely decimating the competition, which it has been doing since November. XRP is one of the very best performers since then, and if you're paying attention, it shouldn't surprise you, and I know that you guys are. After consolidating for almost 7 years, having legal clarity, being artificially suppressed, everything was so primed, and the real-world adoption, like, pick a metric pertaining to XRP, it's good. Like, XRP has been so perfectly positioned. To me, it's just like the most obvious thing, most obvious play staring everyone right in the face, and only those who are actually paying sufficient attention recognized it, though. But anyway, so check this out. Here's what he wrote. Let's clarify the difference between liquidity and market cap. A pervasive myth in the crypto market is the belief that a coin's market cap directly reflects the total investment poured into it. You've probably heard XRP can't hit X market cap because it's too big. It's easy to assume that a coin with a $1 billion market cap has received $1 billion in inflows. This assumption is entirely incorrect. Yeah. So what he's saying is, if there's a $1 billion market cap, that doesn't mean that people the world over invested $1 billion into it. That is not how it works. He says, let me clarify this with an example. The calculation of market cap is simply the last traded price times circulating supply. And that is indeed the case. So in the case of XRP, its current price is $3.09. Here you can see on Live Coin Watch, the circulating supply is 57.5 billion XRP. So you take that number right there, 57.5 billion, multiply it times, well, now it's at $3.10, multiply it by that, and whatever that comes out to, that is the market cap. And it comes out to $178 billion. But there's a reason he's pointing this out. So check this out. It says, imagine someone buys 10,000 XRP at $3 each. The market cap then becomes $3 times approximately 57 billion coins, equating to 171 billion. here's where it gets interesting. If another person buys 10,000 XRP for $3.10, the market cap suddenly jumps to $176.7 billion. Astonishingly, a mere 10 cent increase in the price of a single XRP can inflate the market cap by $5.7 billion. Yeah, so all you're doing, you're taking the same circulated, that figure's not changing from moment to moment anyway. It'll get bigger as time passes, of course. But just like from 1 second to the next, it's probably not changing at all. And so what he's saying here is, if you take that number, which is constant in the short term anyway, effectively, then and multiply it times $3, you get a certain market cap. But then a moment later, if somebody purchases, say it's 10 cents higher, now you have to use that number to multiply it, and the market cap goes up. But even if it's just one little trade for 5 XRP, it doesn't matter how small the trade is, that would change the market cap, because that's how it's calculated, right? It has nothing to do with how much money actually was invested in XRP. That's not what it tells you. That's the key take. It's one of the major key takeaways anyway. Anyway, he continues though. He says, astonishingly, oh wait, I just read the part. It says, this example highlights the inherent flaw in market cap as a metric. Okay, so that's one part where I will respectfully disagree. I don't think that's a flaw at all. Because you see, we use market cap, that metric, we use market cap as a measuring stick. The way it's calculated is not a flaw. So I just respectfully disagree on that point. We're looking at market cap, and then that's how coins jockey for position. And you got to pick something, because you want to know, if you're going to invest in something, you would like to know what it's worth relative to other coins. And so there is usefulness there. It's not a flaw. But if you want to know how much money is invested in an asset, that is not what that tells you. Anyway, then he continues here. The notion that market cap mirrors the total value that can be withdrawn from the market is equally incorrect. So what really matters? Liquidity. Yeah, so let me be clear about this. And I've said this many times here, but actually, I guess it's been a while since I've last talked about this, but liquidity actually matters more than price. Because imagine that the price, just make up a crazy number. You could say XRP at $1,000, something wacky like that, right? Well, if there's, even if that would just mean that, of course, that would be the last sale price, because that would be the market rate of whatever the last sale price is. Say it's $1,000. If there's nobody that is interested in buying and selling XRP, that means there's no liquidity. And so, like, if you come along and you want to sell your XRP, too bad, so sad, you can't, because there's nobody interested. There's no demand. There's nothing there. Now, of course, if you put it for sale, then that obviously somebody could purchase it. But what I'm saying is, the liquidity itself, that is what matters substantially more than price. And especially as it pertains to, using XRP as a bridge currency, that's most certainly true. The price doesn't matter if there's nobody buying and selling XRP. The fact that people buy and sell XRP is way more important than what the given rate is. Anyway, and then he says, the depth and thickness and available liquidity in the order book. That's why those who say XRP can never reach X market cap are completely misinformed on what a market cap actually is. For XRP to reach, say, $6, it does not take $170 billion to make that happen. All that matters is the supply, the sell orders, and selling pressure. If no one wants to sell their XRP between $4 and $5, what happens? One single buy order would technically move the price up $1. Why? Because that's the lowest price anyone is willing to sell it at. Does this make sense now? Okay, so think about that. There are certain levels of resistance as the price of XRP climbs, and the reason that happens is because as the price goes higher, more people will be enticed to sell. And with us being humans, we like nice round numbers, so especially as you're getting up to closer to $3, you saw what happened, right? The wall was really at $2.90, but as you're pushing up against that nice round number of $3, remember that happened on December 2nd, 2024? There were a lot of people selling there. They wanted to take some profit, and so it was close to that nice round number, because that's just how humans behave. But if there's not a lot of people that want to sell right above that, you can just melt up like crazy. And we have seen stuff like that happen, including in this, even in this bull run going back to just November. Like we have already seen moments like that, where at various levels, there's just not a bunch of people trying to sell XRP. So if you get high enough, I mean, think about it. Like this is anecdotal, but like I haven't sold any of my XRP, but you better believe once we get up to key levels, like I'm going to be adding my XRP to the party. Okay. And so everybody's going to be enticed to sell at different prices, but I'm part of that too. You better believe it, but it's going to be at points that make sense for me. And I think the higher you go, the more you're going to see that there's going to be some serious resistance. And unless the demand keeps going, I mean, eventually you're gonna hit a peak, and every market cycle you do hit a peak, and that's fine. Doesn't mean the world's over when you finally hit that and price corrects. That's always going to happen. That's perfectly fine. And so he says, the thickness of the order book, the number of resting buy and sell orders, determines how easy it is for price to rise or fall, not market cap. For every buyer, there needs to be a seller. This is why I analyze the thickness of the order book, because it reveals how much effort it takes to move the price. The thicker the order book is in either direction, resting buy or sell orders, the harder it is for market orders to move price. So next time someone says XRP can't hit X market cap, you'll know they're missing the bigger picture. It's not about market cap, it's about liquidity and supply dynamics. And yes, this applies to every single crypto. Yeah, absolutely. And a primary reason you haven't seen XRP move up to this degree for years and years is because there hasn't been demand. Like, demand is more crucial than supply, frankly. I mean, I think it matters more, because you could have even if you could have the circulating supply of XRP double, which it can't because there's never more XRP that will exist. But even if you magically could, so what? Don't you think that the demand's more than going to double, triple, quadruple, so on and so forth? Yeah, as more people jump into crypto. I mean, if XRP could jump up to $3.35 on Binance to hit a cycle high, I guess, well, that was technically the beginning part of 2018 when it hit its previous all-time high. If that could happen with less than 1% of humans on the planet having ever purchased XRP, how high do you think it can go when everybody agrees it makes sense? You have to let time pass, but probably way higher. And so if somebody's saying that market cap would be too high, that's just ridiculous. It's just a bad argument. Now, there are some levels where it gets absurd. So, for instance, if somebody says that XRP could go to $10,000, that's either somebody who's trying to manipulate you, or they're maybe a stupid person, maybe because it's just not going to happen. And so I could say, well, at $10,000 XRP, that would be a market cap for XRP of $570 trillion. Now, if you could probably intuit, if you've been paying attention here, that's an obscenely high figure, and so even though now that that does not indicate how much money was put into it, you understand that maybe it still have a problem there, right? Like, consider this, and so it's true. So, for instance, the M1 money supply, the most liquid money out there, it's somewhere, I googled it before recording, it's like $48.9 trillion, and you just got to kind of question, like, how much money is going to bid the price up, and to what degree? Because, like, the stock market's worth what? The United States stock market's like $55 trillion or something like that. And so if you're talking about an asset, XRP, having a market cap at $570 trillion because each XRP is $10,000, you can figure out that's stupid, right? Because you can you imagine XRP being worth like 11 times the entirety of the United States stock market? I mean, come on. So obviously that's stupid, but it's not because of the market cap. It's because it would take way too much money to bid the price up to get to that point. And so as he was talking about liquidity and how prices can jump up, yes, they do. And that's why you don't need $570 trillion to get it to $570 trillion, but you need a lot. And you're not going to have enough to bid the price up that much. It's not going to ever happen. Not in terms of today's dollars, and you could always bring up inflation, but that's not what people are talking about when they say $10,000 XRP. They're talking about its purchasing power today. And so if $10,000 is what a loaf of bread costs, that's because of inflation. That's different, okay? And that doesn't even matter here. But no, so you're not going to have that. So it's not because of what the market cap would be, though. That's just stupid for very obvious other reasons, right? But if you're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar XRP, well, yeah, not that much money needs to flow in to get that in. Not really, to get to that level. XRP is 20, 30, 40 bucks, something like that. Like, it's not a crazy number. Certainly not. So most people don't realize that, but that is indeed the case. And then there's this post also from Dom. XRP order book and order flow update. He said, there are still very little orders sitting above us on Coinbase and Binance spot markets. The order book is overall very thin both ways. This means any large market buying could send us straight to $3.50. Just a lack of buying seen here, chop is still good. The market needs Bitcoin to send back to all-time highs, likely triggered by any little crypto news from Trump. Says Coinbase and Bitstamp keep up their buying sprees. Rest of venues continue to sell off, but price holding up well. Watching for Binance to step in. Things could change here quick. Patience, big moves likely coming soon. So we'll keep tracking this, but we just have to be a little bit more patient to finally get to that phase where we're in a true face-melting price discovery. But since we're in the throes of a bull market, we're not going to have to wait that long. It's not like when you're at the bottom of the bear market, you really do sometimes need to wait years to get to the fun part. No. We're in the midst of the fun part. There's just, there's some slower moments even in that. But the best is still yet ahead of us. There's not much time left for the remainder of this bull run if history is going to rhyme with itself. So the life-changing stuff, for some of you, it's actually already here. And if it hasn't hit you quite yet, just wait a little bit. Because I have a feeling that a lot of people listening to this are going to fall into that category of having achieved a life-changing wealth because of crypto, with XRP being a meaningful part of that. I'll not be surprised at in the least. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!